Your avoidant isn't thinking about you the way you're thinking about them. Keep watching. They're definitely not thinking about you. And here's why you can't stop thinking about them. There is a thought that almost every anxious attached person has after a breakup. If I'm thinking about them this much, they have to be thinking about me too. After all, you shared memories, you cried together, you said I love you. How can they just move on like that? But here's what you need to understand. The amount someone thinks about you is not a measure of how much they loved you. It's often a reflection of how their nervous system processes emotional pain. An anxious and avoidant nervous systems process pain in completely different ways. If you're new to this channel, I'm Marianna Turov. I'm a neuroscientist, a researcher, and an anxious attachment clinical specialist, and I'm the creator of NeuroIdentity, a neuroscience method I have developed based on my research since the year 2017 on over 10,000 anxious attached people worldwide. In this training, you will go from anxious attachment to secure attachment at the identity level. Imagine navigating relationships with ease, calm, and security. If you want to watch the NeuroIdentity Masterclass, click on the link in the description box. And don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, and leave me a comment. Why this feels so confusing? When you're anxiously attached, your brain believes one thing: connection equals safety. The moment that connection is threatened, your nervous system goes into high alert. Your attention narrows, you start scanning for danger, you replay conversations, you reread text messages, you analyze facial expressions, you remember every detail. Not because you're dramatic, but because your brain is trying to solve what it sees as a survival problem. To your nervous system, losing the relationship feels like losing safety. So your brain keeps searching for ways to restore the relationship, therefore restore safety. What does an avoidant nervous system do? Now, let's look at what often happens in someone with an avoidant attachment style. When emotional intensity becomes overwhelming, an avoidant nervous system often does the opposite than you. Instead of becoming hyper-focused, it deactivates with something called deactivation strategies. There are neural pathways on an avoidant person that makes them completely disconnect. It creates emotional distance, it suppresses feelings, and it forces the avoidant person to use a lot of distractors: work, gym, friends, video games, travel, or a new relationship. Deactivation strategies often convinces an avoidant person, you're fine. It doesn't necessarily mean they never care. It means their nervous system has learned that emotional distance feels safer than emotional closeness. Their protection strategy is forgetting. Yours is remembering. And this is where anxious people get stuck. Here's the trap. Anxious attached people assume that avoidants process emotions the same way you do. So you start thinking, if I can't stop thinking about them, surely they can stop thinking about me. But that's a projection. You are using your nervous system as the measuring stick for theirs. It's like expecting someone who speaks Japanese to understand Spanish simply because you do. Remember, you two have different operating systems, different survival strategies. An anxious nervous system says, stay close and figure it out. An avoidant nervous system says, create distance and shut it down. Neither strategy is healthy, but they're very different. They're opposites of the same thing. Now, I'm going to share with you a hard truth. This next part is difficult, but it can also be incredibly freeing. Even if your avoidant partner is thinking about you, that doesn't automatically mean they'll come back. Thinking isn't the same as acting. Missing someone isn't the same as choosing them. Feeling regret isn't the same as building a healthy relationship. Many anxious people spend months trying to answer the wrong question. Do they miss me? Do they think about me? Do they still love me? A better question is, even if they do miss me and even if they do love me, Are they emotionally capable of creating the relationship I actually need? Those are two completely different questions, and only one of them protects your future. Instead of asking, are they thinking about me? Ask, why does my healing depend on knowing? Because that's the real issue. Your nervous system believes certainty will make the pain disappear, but certainty isn't what heals you. Security heals you. Learning to regulate all that avalanche of anxiety, all those thousands of ants in your chest, regulating that, learning to regulate that heals you. Building a life that no longer depends on someone else's thoughts, that heals you. If any of this resonates with you, you can download my free guide, The Anxious Attachment Healing Map, down in the description box. And I have a gift for you. 15 minutes, you and me in private. No catch, just you and me strategizing and planning your secure attachment. No catch, it's just you and me talking and planning. Remember, the goal isn't to make your avoidant think about you more. The goal is to stop needing their thoughts to determine your worth. Whether they're thinking about you today, whether they've already moved on, whether they regret losing you. None of these situations will create a secure relationship you're longing for. But what will? Becoming the kind of person whose peace no longer depends on someone else's emotional availability. Remember, avoidants don't see relationships the way you do. Their deactivation strategies make them see the world in a completely different lens. If this video resonated with you, tell me in the comments what's one question about your avoidant you've been afraid to stop asking. Because sometimes we believe that if we stop wondering about them, it feels incredibly unsafe. Don't be afraid to stop your thinker working on their behalf. If you're ready to stop obsessing over what they're thinking and start retraining your own nervous system, check out my NeuroIdentity Masterclass and the full NeuroIdentity System. That's where I teach you how to break these anxious attachment loops at the identity level. Not just manage them, but fundamentally change them. Remember, freedom begins the moment you stop to read someone else's mind and start understanding your own. I hope this video served you, and I will see you on the next one.